Energy markets are once again on edge. As tensions flare in the Middle East, global oil prices have begun a steady climb, reacting to the growing uncertainty surrounding the Strait of Hormuz. At first glance, it is just a narrow stretch of water between Oman and Iran. But in the world of global economics, it is perhaps the most critical maritime choke point on the planet. A significant portion of the world's daily oil supply passes through this passage. Any threat to its security is a direct threat to the global energy balance. In the next 10 minutes, we will explore why this specific location holds such power over your fuel prices and the global economy. To understand the price spike, we must look at the numbers. Approximately 1/5 of the world's total oil consumption passes through the Strait of Hormuz every single day. This includes crude oil from major producers such as Saudi Arabia, Iraq, the United Arab Emirates, and Kuwait. Because of its geography, there are very few viable alternatives for transporting this oil. While some pipelines exist across Saudi Arabia and the UAE, they cannot handle the massive volume currently carried by tankers. This creates a high level of dependency. When a single tanker is delayed or when a threat is issued, the market reacts instantly. Investors begin to price in the risk of a total blockage, sending crude prices upward across every major exchange. The current rise in prices is not just about supply and demand, it is about geopolitics. Iran's strategic position along the northern coast of the strait gives it significant leverage. Historically, during periods of diplomatic friction or international sanctions, Tehran has used the threat of closing the strait as a powerful political tool. Markets are now reacting to unverified reports of increased military activity and naval drills in the region. Even without a single shot being fired, the presence of warships and escalating rhetoric increases insurance costs for shipping companies. These risk premiums are passed directly to consumers, contributing to the volatility seen at fuel pumps worldwide.
Part 3. The ripple effect on global inflation. The impact of rising oil prices extends far beyond the gas station. Energy is a foundational cost for nearly every industry. When crude prices rise due to tensions in the strait, transportation costs increase. Agriculture, manufacturing, and international shipping all feel the pressure. Central banks closely monitor these developments. A sustained rise in oil prices can fuel inflation, making economic stability harder to achieve. For countries already struggling with high living costs, disruption in the Strait of Hormuz could become the trigger for a broader economic downturn. This is why regional tension in the Middle East can rapidly evolve into a global financial concern. Part 4: Future Stability and Market Resilience. Looking ahead, one key question remains: how resilient is the global energy market? While the United States and other nations have increased domestic production, they cannot fully replace the volume that flows through the Strait of Hormuz. Strategic petroleum reserves offer a short-term buffer, but they are not a permanent solution. The world continues to watch closely as diplomatic efforts unfold. Stability in the Strait of Hormuz is essential for a predictable global economy. Until a clear de-escalation occurs, oil prices will remain sensitive to every headline and every movement in these critical waters. Thank you for listening during your work hour. Stay focused and stay informed.